this.
Yeah, you can watch a movie. Hey guys, we're gonna go over HM Test 2. Over this book right here. And right now this video is going to be over, Unit 1, Lesson 1. Okay, so first things first, infection control is the practice of stopping or preventing the spread of infections. So there's 3 words you really need to focus on for this. There's antibacterial, antiseptic, and disinfectant. Now, antibacterial and antiseptic are both outside the body, used to clean outside the body, but the difference is antibacterial only targets bacteria, and antiseptic targets bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Disinfectant also targets bacteria, fungus, and viruses. However, instead of using it to clean the outside of someone's body, it's used to clean hard surfaces like maybe a table. And all of these methods are used to prevent HAIs, or healthcare associated infection, which are infections you acquire in a hospital setting. Some other methods of infection control include isolation, which a lot of us are very aware of the process. So another important form is standard precautions, which are used on every single patient. So the next thing we're going to go over is chain of infection. You have the infectious agent, you have the reservoir, the portal of exit, you have mode of transmission, portal of entry, and susceptible host. So it all starts off with the infectious agent, or pathogen. These are disease-producing microorganisms, and these include bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and helminths, which are little parasitic worms or flukes. So the next step in the chain of infection is reservoir. So a reservoir is like a place where a pathogen grows, and that could be on a person, that could be on food. So the next step is a portal of exit, and this is the exit route for these pathogens to escape and go on to other organisms. Now, any portal of exit can also be a portal of entry, so make sure to keep that in mind. Next, we have mode of transmission. So the mode of transmission is like the car that the pathogen hops on, and it could be like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, whatever. Whatever the pathogen is, it hops in this little car, this little vehicle, right? That is the mode of transmission that gets it from one organism to another. So that could be like airborne precaution, that could be droplet precaution, that could be contact precaution. Like you could touch somebody, you could breathe it in. It literally depends. It could be in the air, it could be blood to blood contact. So that is the mode of transmission. You break down anything in the chain of, just one chain in the chain of infection, it literally everything else falls apart. So by following all of this, we should be good and COVID will be extinguished. Oh my god, my eyelashes are falling off. So going to contact, touching. That's actually one of the most common ways that HAIs occur. There's different types of contact. There's direct contact, which is person-to-person contact. There's indirect contact, which involves contact with objects. There's vector transmission, which occurs through a bite. It's like if a mosquito bit you, you got malaria. There's droplet infection, so if somebody near you coughs, and the spit gets in like your mouth or your nose somehow. And airborne transmission is basically like, it's in the air. Like you can breathe it. Breathe the pathogens. Alright. And then it's portal of entry. We all know portal of entry. It can also be the portal of exit where it leaves. It's just an opening. Like if you got like a wound, your skin, your mouth is a portal of entry, your nose, basically any holes inside your body, your eyeballs, like anything. And then susceptible host. You, me, everybody, we're all good. But some people are more susceptible than others, and these are susceptible hosts. The definition of a susceptible host, according to the book, is a person who becomes ill after pathogens enter the body because they cannot fight off the pathogen. So someone might be more susceptible because of their age, a compromised immune system. They might have a weak state of health or broken skin. Also, it says that people requiring invasive procedures like venipuncture or surgery or IV are also more susceptible to infection. Moving on, hand hygiene. So we all know that if you annihilate just one of the 5 things in the chain of infection, there will be no infection. Like you've eliminated it. It won't happen, right? And one big way to do that is washing your hands. We all know how to wash our hands, right? I don't have to go over that? Okay, good. Moving on. We are gonna go over what you can use. So there's soap or detergent, which aids in the removal of organisms. And then there's antimicrobial, which kills the microorganisms. So you can either remove them with soap and water, or you can kill them with antimicrobial fluids. Okay, next things next. Remember when we talked about standard precautions? Here are some precautions. Airborne precautions, contact precautions, and droplet precautions. For an airborne precaution, you use an exam mask or N95 mask, and this is usually to prevent like the spread of like pathogens in the air. This is an airborne precaution. Now with contact precautions, you're gonna wear exam gloves and an isolation gown. This is to prevent the spread of pathogens from like contact, touching. Droplet precautions. So like if you're like performing surgery on someone and there's like their blood is everywhere or like their saliva. So if you have to deal with like mucous membranes or if you have to deal with blood, this is where droplet precautions come in hand. For that, you're gonna wear a gown, you're gonna wear a mask, protective eyewear, surgical cap, shoe covers, and gloves. Here's a new word, aseptic. The aseptic technique refers to practices or procedures that assist in reducing the risk of infection. There's two types of aseptic techniques. There's medical asepsis and surgical asepsis. Medical asepsis is also known as the clean technique, and this involves procedures used to reduce and prevent the spread of microorganisms. Hand hygiene, using clean gloves, and cleaning the environment routinely are examples of medical asepsis. Surgical asepsis is also known as the sterile technique. It includes procedures used to eliminate all microorganisms, including pathogens and spores, from an object or area. Surgical asepsis prevents contamination of an open wound, isolates the operative area, and maintains a sterile field for surgery. The 4 rules of asepsis are: know what is sterile, know what is not sterile, separate sterile from unsterile, and remedy contamination immediately. Also, I'm going to end with this: if you are exposed to an infectious hazard, make sure to immediately notify your immediate supervisor. So that's it. I hope you guys liked the video. It's just a review. Like, I went over the, main points in the book, but you should still go over the stuff in the book. Don't forget, the link below this video is a link to a Quizlet that's going to review all the major terms that are in this lesson.
Hi.
That was my boyfriend. He says hi. Okay, bye.
That's cool.